Episode 7 of Artist Khabre Azam is going to be very, very special because in this episode, we are going to talk about music entrepreneurship. We are going to talk about business break even and ROI, return on investments, and get a sneak peek into the PNL sheet of probably a young musician who is a Gen Z quintessential world traveler, sitar player, and musician and collaborator. Welcome, Soumendra Goswami, to our show.
Hello, namaste.
And I welcome our co-host Abhishek Singh Chauhan. Abhishek has released a recent Punjabi hip hop song, which has actually implemented a lot of unique composition style, which made me into liking of Punjabi hip hop songs, which I had never liked before. So yeah, we will share the links to that. Definitely listen to the Punjabi hip hop songs written and released and produced by Abhishek. Welcome to the show, Abhishek.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And pleasure to have Soumendra as well on the show. And looking forward for a good collaboration and good question answer round.
Absolutely. So, Soumendra, your one of your recent releases, music releases from Desi Delay Production. That is your production, right? V3. I'm in love with this track. This track and the video is on our website. Please tell us, how do you choose the musician that you collab with to compose one such track and to produce it? Who are your collaborators? And tell us what made you form a team and then come together and produce this song.
First of all, I would like to thank you for putting up our music on your website. That's very special for us because that not just gives us, a kind of a viewership online. It also encourages us to do better and better. Regarding the team, I mean, we are a band of 3 people. I play the sitar. There is Ishan Sharma who plays the tabla, and Chandrajit Das who carries out a lot of duties. Actually, he produces the tracks. He helps in recording. He helps in mixing and mastering. So and he also plays the keyboard. So yeah, he's a multitasker. So both of them are basically junior to me. They joined college when I passed out of college, and they were already doing very good in the music scenario over here in Delhi. And I got to know them through the music circle over here. And whenever we bring together a group of musicians for forming a band, it is very important that uh, even though musicians can be of different levels, but as a person, the person needs to connect very rightly so that the band can carry on. So that definitely did happen with all 3 of us, and both of them are wonderful people. They are always there to help me, and they are always open to suggestions. So that's how we thought that okay, fine, we should start up a band and name it Desi Delay.
So, as a 20-year-old musician and sitar player, you got a job as a sitar teacher in an international school that paid you 50,000 rupees per month, which is, I think, a great, great salary. So, now my question is, why do you need to earn more money? And why do you need to collaborate with very famous young artists like Akanksha Grover, Divyam and Khwab, Smith Tiwari, Shivani, Haldipur Kalyanpur, Isha Maheshwari, and Vikas Arora, all of them very young artists? Why do you collaborate with them? And why are you traveling the world taking your music? Tell us about your vision as a musician, and what is the purpose behind doing all of this and so much of it?
So right from my childhood, I have been exposed to a lot of different kind of music. Classical music was definitely one of the main genres that I grew up listening to because both of my parents are musicians, classical musicians. And but on the other hand, my dad also listened to a lot of world music like Beatles, like Michael Jackson. I In my school time, I listened to a lot of metal, rock and bass. bands like Pink Floyd, Metallica, Dream Theater. So my exposure to music has always been very diverse, I would say. And I think that's what fuels me to make different kind of music, and not just carry forward just one genre of music. So definitely, like, I'm a classical musician. My main forte is Indian classical music as a sitarist. But then collaborations like Divyam and Khwab, they are an independent singer songwriter band. It's a completely different genre. I mean, it's ghazals, and then it's original melodies, and you have to think about new ways to approach that music, which is out of the regular comfort zone. And playing with Akansha, for example. Akansha is a wonderful ghazal singer, as everybody knows now. She sings in different scales, and as a classical musician, you are not trained to play in different scales. So basically,
Right.
sitar is played in either in D or C sharp majorly,
Hmm.
right? But when I play with Akansha, I have to play scales like A sharp or B, or let's say F
Hmm.
sharp, G. It could be anything, depends on the song or
Hmm.
the ghazal. So that definitely helps me become much more open to my instrument. It helps me connect to my instrument more. I can find out new ways of playing the instrument that I have been learning for so long now, and that has definitely made me a better musician, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's not just about the money, but also to reach your full potential as a musician, as a music composer and collaborator. Yeah.
And I mean, look at all the greatest artists that have been there. Ustad Zakir, Hussain, Pandit Ravi Shankar ji.
Yeah.
They have always collaborated with wonderful artists around from all over the world,
Hmm.
and I think that's what contributed to their musicality and the way of thinking. So I think it is very important for every musician to collaborate and try out new things, things out of their comfort zone.
True, true, absolutely true. And like I was saying before the this session began, that as a teacher, I have seen your flair for teaching. I think that also comes from your very talented parents, both your mother and father, who have been music teachers as well. You have that natural flair for teaching. So what I'm trying to say is, if you just had to earn money, you could earn probably a few lakhs in a month just by teaching. But of course, you also want to, like you have explained, you want to explore your full potential as a musician, like you are saying about Zakir Hussain Saab and all these legends. That is how they became great. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now I want to know a little bit about, so basically you are a part of various organizations. Firstly, this Desi Dile, which is your independent band, right? A three-piece band.
Yeah,
You are the sitar player,
yeah.
Chandrajit is the keyboard player and the music producer, and Ishan is the tabla player. And there is Shruti Sathi, there is Tal Fry, and you have formed your own event management company called,
Raga Pulse Experiences.
yes. Tell us something. Which platform gives you the more like return on investment?
Talfra is definitely one of a very special projects which is very close to my heart, because Talfra is something where I am the junior most musician,
Wow.
and apart from Talfra, I think Shruti Sathi is the only project where Smith Bhaiya is senior to me.
Okay.
Otherwise, usually I am collaborating with artists who are junior to me
Hmm.
in the other projects. So Tal Fry is special because all the members of Tal Fry, since they are senior and more experienced than me, they always guide me through music, and they always, but not just guiding, they always encourage me to do better and better on stage.
Hmm.
So that makes me better and better as a musician as I perform with them. And
Hmm.
apart from that, Shruti Sathi and Desi Dile are also very close to my heart because these two projects are something which I formed on my own.
Wow.
Talfel was a collaborative effort of all the musicians that are there,
Right.
but Sathi and Desi Delay are basically my brainchild. So I wanted a sitar sarod duet, which is
Hmm.
Shruti Sathi,
Hmm.
which could which could take the tradition of Maihar Gharana forward,
Right.
and that's what I'm trying to do. Like that is a completely classical music oriented project,
Okay.
and we do not like to experiment over there. It's absolutely traditional classical Maihar Gharana oriented project.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely extremely special,
Hmm.
and I'm extremely lucky that Smith Tiwari bhaiya, he's a very senior artist. He's a Bismillah Khan Yuva Puraskar awardee.
Wow.
He agreed
Natak Academy.
to yeah,
Wow.
he agreed to collaborate with me, and he also is extremely kind. He's always guiding me through the music, through whatever we
Hmm.
are performing, whatever ragas we choose to perform. He's always guiding me through there. So that is definitely there. And Desi Delay again, it comes from that side of me which used to listen to a lot of rock metal and electronic music. So
Right.
that is definitely a place where I like to play around. Like
Yeah,
that's a
fusion
place
of
where
contemporary and
exactly
classical. Right.
exactly.
So, and also this Raga Plus Experiences is your event management company that actually brings events to you. I'm sure that's also a very lucrative investment. So, like I said, which of all these platforms are giving you the most money? I'm not asking for the numbers, but yes, which is giving you the most profit or revenue? Please tell us, enlighten us.
So usually when I start a project, I generally don't keep in mind like what would be
Hmm.
the returns. But Raga Pearl's experience is definitely one such project where I specifically made it so that I could get something on
Yes, of
return
course.
on, because the thing is since I was doing a job
Hmm.
and I was not very comfortable at the job because it was hampering my own practice and my collaborations.
Hmm.
So I thought that to survive and to make more music,
Yeah.
I need to be clear of that fact that like I have to earn.
Yeah.
you know. So Raga Pearl's experience, we don't call ourselves an event management company. We are basically an artist outsourcing company. So we provide artists for events.
Right. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. So basically, you tie up with the event managers of organizers, and when they need some specific artist, you provide them artist resources. Very
Exactly.
interesting.
Exactly.
Hmm. So it means that
So
you also not only play yourself, but also you provide
mm,
opportunities to other artists.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
So
So
how
yeah.
that helps me is that uh, I don't have to perform at all the performances, all the events that comes through Raga Pulse. So earlier what the scenario was that just for earning money, I would have to perform at every other opportunity that I was getting. But as a musician, I think sometimes you perform for the artist and sometimes you perform for yourself. So I would definitely like to perform more for myself, where the audience is coming to listen to me rather than performing for the artist, which is generally the case in corporate and wedding events.
Right.
So Raga Pulse gives me the opportunity to provide a platform for artists who really need that platform to explore and make some money. And that also gives me the chance to choose what kind of performance I want to do ahead. So definitely that enables me to do through Raga Pulse.
Yeah, fantastic. That is, I think, a brilliant idea. And the execution, the fact that you are able to execute it. So ideas may prop up every now and then, but the thing that you are executing it and making things happen, giving opportunities to other artists is incredible. Wow. So,
Ragapals is not just my initiative.
hmm.
Ragapals Experience is a partnership initiative with Chandrajeet, who is also the producer in Desi Delay. So both of us are partners in that business.
Fantastic.
So you are also playing on 16 or you are playing on the basic जो हमारा जनरल 18 fret का सितार होता है उस पे आप play करते हैं?
And so I play in the traditional style of playing, which is there,
Okay.
which has been always prevalent in my ear. The general sitar, जो 18 पर्दे का जो होता है वही है.
Okay. And you said that I know that in classical you have only C and D because you can either play from Kali 1 or Kali 2. But when you go
हाँ,
to the commercials, then you have other notes as well.
yeah.
For example, you have songs from F sharp. You might have songs from D sharp or the other notes as well from C as well. So how do you
Mm.
adjust your playing those particular notes from, for example, if the song is of F sharp, so how do you adjust your playing style if your sitar is of D or D sharp?
Mm. So I don't retune my sitar to that particular scale because that's technically not possible with the instrument. So for example, if I'm playing in D, A would be the pancham of D,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And G would be the madhyam of D.
Correct.
So suppose the song is in G, or in G major, so I would, imagine that Ma is the Sa, or if A
Correct.
is the scale, I would imagine that Pa is the Sa, and I'll play accordingly.
Correct. So that was Reshma. If you remember, we had this discussion last time that you have to assume madhyam as shadach. So
Ah.
that is, I would say, all the acoustic musicians who are playing the acoustic instruments, they have this ability to assume, which is the most important part for them to play their instrument. So this is, I really appreciate this ability because see, I'm a synth player. I can transpose the scales,
Yeah.
but sitar or a flute, you cannot transpose all these things. So
So,
great
for example,
to
even with flute, you have the option of switching to a different flute, right?
correct.
But instruments like sitar or sarod, uh, even like fretless instruments like violin and sarod, you get
Hmm.
somewhat of a independence because you are not working on frets.
Correct.
But with fretted instruments like sitar, it becomes a little more difficult because the other strings are usually tuned to the particular key that the instrument is tuned
Correct.
in, and you have to
Correct.
be careful that those strings are not ringing while you're playing in other scales, because that would
Correct.
sound bad. And also because uh, amongst those 20 to 22 frets that we have on the sitar, some of the frets are missing, as you said, like komal re nahi hai, then we don't have a komal dhavat. So if my sitar is tuned to D and I have to play a song which is in A sharp, then I have to be very careful about कि अच्छा धा को कोमल धा कर लिया लेकिन अब उधर से मेरे को
नहीं मिलेगा.
कोमल रे नहीं मिलेगा. So it's like that. So it becomes a little tricky with fretted
Correct. So that
instruments.
is, I would say, the most challenging part in the live music where you have to play certain. The same goes with the violin where you, whenever you are switching from one scale to another, so they have to tune their wires at that particular time because.
Yeah,
So I usually help all the live musicians. Violinist sits with me, so I help them to like tune their instrument. So
yeah,
glad to know. I'm also a musician, and I always try to see the opportunities so that my music should reach to the people. So, what suggestions do you
hmm
give to all the musicians who actually want to collaborate with any event company or any sort of commercial music companies? So, how they should approach to those companies, and what is their what should be their way forward for them? So,
there are multiple ways to do that, but I like to think of it in a bilateral manner. So one is that you have to be very clear about what you want. Okay. So whenever you are reaching out to a company, and if you are just confused about what to talk about or what to demonstrate over there, then nobody will entertain you. So you have to be very clear about what is your goal. So like it cannot be a single goal for every other event company. So if I am reaching out to 5 event companies, they will give me 5 different kinds of variations or options that they want, and 5 from each is like 25 options. So I have to be very clear in my mind that whether do I have first of all those 24 options. If I don't, then what are the options that I can give to them, and how to present those options in front of them. So that is the second way. So what I like to do is I have a full pitch deck, and all the things that we do in Ragapal's experience, we just show them the pitch deck. That makes things extremely clear, and people don't have confusion afterwards. And second thing is, there are people who are just out there to exploit you. So that is definitely something that all young musicians should be careful about, and I think most of us are well aware about these things nowadays. So uh, earlier, when we started young, when, let's say, in 2016 or 17, when I was just starting out as a freelancing musician, I would have I would have said yes to people who would come to me and say कि अरे यहाँ पे fees नहीं है, there's no artist fee, but the opportunities is great. But if you have been practicing for, let's say, even for 10 to 12 years, I think no opportunity is more than what you deserve to get paid. So don't fall for those things, and always set your artist fee. Know that where you stand. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मतलब I am playing at a level and I'm asking for a rate which is like 1 लाख या 1.5 लाख रुपए मिलने चाहिए मुझे, ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए. You should know where you stand, and you should fix a proper artist fee for that. So that is very important, and you should not compromise on that. That's what I would say.
Yeah, cool. So, Soumendra, are you an MBA graduate? Where did you learn all this pitch deck and stuff?
I am definitely not an MBA graduate. I am a physics graduate. And later
Therefore,
on, I did
I think that speaks for itself. You are a very smart guy in general. So,
See,
pitch.
Reshma, just one fact is here, MBAs are learned from such people.
True, true. MB graduates.
Yes.
So, ये pitch deck, who helped you with the pitch deck? You made it on your own?
Most of it on my own, but yeah, I definitely had suggestions from Chandrajit. It's a two-man army, like both of us are like dealing with all things
Absolutely.
that is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I also believe in. Any project, it's the team that matters a lot. Soumendra, yes, as we see in this era of Instagram, as we see young kids coming up playing okay sitar, but they look so good in their cinematic setup and some jewelry and all. They're also once in a while traveling abroad to perform. Do you think glamour and all this real focused performance, will it sustain that musician's career path in the long run? Because I don't see you focusing too much on styling, like dress and costume and these things. But throw some light on this. How do you feel about all this?
Okay, that is a difficult question to answer for me. I mean, I have been advised by a lot of people that I should probably make more glamorous videos and invest more in my social media, but somehow I don't feel really connected to that, because see, I am not an actor, right? I am a musician, and I would love if people would respond to my music by listening to it. I have nothing to show over there. Like, of course, you have to have some showmanship on the stage when you are there. That makes things interesting, but that does not mean that one should compromise on the musicality. And that's something that I truly believe in. And it actually, sometimes makes me sad to see people who have probably not learned enough, but they are just going for it because it is probably giving them some short-term fame. And I believe, I mean, look at all the artists in the whole wide world, not just classical musicians, even artists from different genres. I mean, they're- the part of showmanship is there, but the musicality is not compromised. You know, like if we talk about bands where it's all about showmanship mostly. You talk about the greatest metallic band in my opinion, Dream Theater. They are literally called the gods of progressive metal.
Yes.
You look at the guitarist John Petrucci. He is an angel on the guitar when he's playing.
Wow.
But it's not only about showmanship. He's an angel because he makes the guitar seem so simple, and he plays such complex melodies on that it almost becomes like a dream. So that is why theater.
Yeah.
So I think uh, you know uh, you should really aspire to make better and better and better music.
Right.
And once you start you doing that, in that process, I think the showmanship comes
Absolutely.
automatically.
Very well said. Yes. In fact, if you can touch hearts of people instead of appealing to their eyes and attention span, I think that's the way to go in the long run. Are you born with a silver spoon in your mouth?
No, definitely not.
Would you pursue an MBA or rather do a musician in residence opportunity in London?
Musical residence opportunity in London.
Fantastic. Rate as per your most favorite artist. 1, 2, 3. 1 is most favorite. Niladri Kumar, Purbain Chatterjee, Rishabh Rikhiram.
The same, Niladri Kumar, Purbain Chatterjee, Rishabh Rikhi.
Out of your all of these like platforms or companies or what you call like a Siddhartha Foundation, which definitely your mother's founded it, Srimati Aparna Goswami, and then your own initiatives, Talfry, Shruti Sathi, Raga Pulse experiences. In which company or initiative did you achieve the break even the fastest? Like you put in the money and you made that much money quickly.
Actually, when we started Raga Pulse, we really did not invest a lot. So we were already, we are investing now. But since we had good connections with people, and in general, people like us, and we are really grateful for that. We really had a very good break-in with Raga Pulse.
If artist would like to connect with you with your platform, so what is the procedure for that? Is there any form, or they can directly reach out to your email or social media handles?
Right now, they can reach out to us through our personal social media handles. Mine is Soumendra Goswami on Instagram, and there is Chandrajit Das, and we also have a page of Raga Pulse. It's just Raga Pulse, so you can reach us out there also.
Yeah, and what is your selection criteria? How do you choose artists to pitch?
Okay, so right now I think we already have a lot of artists on board,
Yeah.
but we are not exclusively managing anybody.
Mm.
So right now we are just taking up artists and recommending them to the events. So it makes things easier for the artists also, and it makes things easier for the events also, so that uh, both of them can get to connect easily.
Okay,
So
so
we are
basically,
basically a bridge.
the power or the decision makers are the event organizers. They decide whether they will go with this artist or not. Right.
Yeah, they tell me that what they require, what is the specific requirement is of the event, and we provide accordingly.
Yeah, so maybe they are asking for a keyboard player. You give them 4 resumes and they select one of them, right?
Not really. So
No. Okay, yeah, tell us.
so so usually whenever we are connecting to an event planner, uh, they usually have a curated set. Okay, like they have it in mind कि क्या चाहिए. So usually they are like, okay, we want a 5 piece instrumental band, for example, and then we forward them our best artists who have been playing for quite some time and are much more experienced. And then we also send them another video, few more videos of artists who have just started out and who really want the
Yeah,
opportunity. So that helps us, diversify the price bracket.
absolutely.
So if you
Okay,
want premium, you have to pay premium.
right.
If you are fine with new artists who are still, figuring it out, you can get that also.
Fantastic. This is awesome. So, so this also builds your credibility from the organizer side. It's not that you are just trying to help the younger ones. You have your own premium artists as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Soumendra Goswami, for enlightening us with so much of knowledge. And we had a fun time talking to you. And thank you, Abhishek, also. Yeah, Abhishek is a very talented and very enterprising music producer. But we are discussing about how to make his music more popular. It is more on distribution. I think we need to discuss more. And yeah, Soumendra can definitely guide us, guide Abhishek also. Yeah, stay in touch, both of you. And so right now, do you have the school like sitar teacher job or not? Have you quit?
No, I quit that job last year in October.
Okay, okay. And congrats on that. That takes a lot of courage and confidence that you can make it out in the market without the steady job. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that is actually true. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Akanksha Grover is one such young Indian musician that I am personally a big fan of. Why? Because when I checked her website, it was not just a static website, but she has literally put up her Bathak sessions with a price tag and book a Bathak, stuff like that. This is what is called actually digital asset.
Yeah, for musicians, I would also say that keep releasing more and more music. Distribute as much as you can, especially if you are an independent musician, because Spotify and Apple Music is somewhere where is are places where you can make new people listen to a lot of your music. So don't worry about small things like most of the musicians do that कि छोटा छोटा कुछ भी गड़बड़ हो रहा है and they are like कि नहीं, this needs to be perfect, and then they don't release that music. So don't really focus on very minute details. I mean, perfection comes with practice. Just keep releasing whatever feels okay to you. It's good. Just release it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Soumendra. Thank you, Abhishek. We had a fantastic talk show tonight.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye bye.